Engineer Kamal Ismail was designing Masjid al-Nabawi, he witnessed a miraculous incident that shocked millions of people around the world. And once you hear it, you won't be able to hold back your tears. But before we begin, if you are a Assalamu alaikum, dear respected viewers. Muhammad Kamal was a devoted resident of Egypt who always preferred to stay away from the world of news and public attention. Even in the age of social media, he never created a Facebook account. He had no presence on YouTube or Instagram either. This is why we know so little about this great man, despite his extraordinary life. Dr. Muhammad Kamal Ismail was a highly respected figure in Egypt's history. He was born in 1908 and passed away in 2008. His brilliance was so remarkable that he was once regarded as one of the best architects and engineers in the world. He was chosen to lead the redesign of the Haram Sharif. At that time, King Fahd of Saudi Arabia said, "Bring me the world's greatest architect." After a global search, it was determined that no one surpassed Dr. Muhammad Kamal. Thus, he was selected for this sacred task. But the most astonishing part was that he refused to accept any payment. He clearly stated that he would sign the contract, but he would not take any money in return. When the Bin Laden group offered him millions of dollars on behalf of King Fahd, he still declined. He said, "I am working on the two holiest mosques on earth. I do not want money in return. I seek my reward from Allah, the Lord of all worlds, in the hereafter." Subhanallah. This project cost over $100 billion. Had he wished, Dr. Kamal could have earned a massive fortune, but his faith was so strong that he did not even accept a single coin as payment. He got married at the age of 44, but the greatest tragedy of his life was that his beloved wife passed away while giving birth to their only son. After her death, he completely turned away from worldly desires and became deeply focused on the hereafter. From then on, he chose to live alone and dedicated the rest of his life to the worship of Allah until his final breath. He was blessed with a long life of 100 years. However, most of that century-long life was spent serving the holy sites of the Kaaba and Medina Munawwara. Dear viewers, you will be astonished to learn that the white marble stones used in Masjid al-Haram have a remarkable story behind them, one that will surely revive your faith. These stones are extremely valuable and can only be found in one place on Earth, Greece. The uniqueness of this marble is that it regulates floor temperature even during scorching heat. Even if the temperature outside exceeds 50 degrees Celsius, you won't feel the heat while standing on this marble. Allahu Akbar. This is truly a miraculous creation of Allah. Dr. Kamal knew exactly where this stone was found. When King Fahd heard about it from him, he earnestly pleaded with Dr. Kamal to bring this marble. Dr. Kamal recalled that he had come across this marble 15 years ago during a visit to Greece, but after so many years, he wasn't sure if the stone could still be found. Back then, the marble could be found in only one specific mountain, and he had even purchased half of it for special purposes. Though uncertain, he set out for Greece with hope. Upon arrival, he began inquiring about the ownership of that mountain. The CEO of the company informed him that the marble had been sold long ago. Hearing this, Dr. Kamal fell into deep concern. He then spoke with the company's secretary, hoping to find out who had bought the remaining marble. But the secretary explained that retrieving such an old record would be very difficult. However, moved by Dr. Kamal's humility and sincerity, the secretary said, "Leave me your phone number. I'll try to dig through the 15-year-old files to see if I can find anything." Dr. Kamal then provided his phone number and the address of the hotel where he was staying, and he returned to his hotel. Before leaving the marble company's office, Dr. Muhammad Kamal thought to himself, since someone had purchased the marble 15 years ago, there was nothing more he could do. Yet, he continued to place his full trust in Allah. Then, the next day, just a few hours before heading to the airport, he received a phone call from the company's secretary. The secretary informed him, "The person to whom we sold the marble 15 years ago is actually a resident of Saudi Arabia." Surprised by this, Dr. Kamal didn't delay a moment and immediately set off for Saudi Arabia. With the address he received from the secretary, he went directly to meet the current owner of the marble. He asked the owner, "What happened to the marbles you brought from Greece 15 years ago?" The owner replied, "Well, I'm in the tile business. I import marble from different countries and sell them, but I honestly don't recall much about those old marbles. Let me ask my secretary." The nearby secretary quickly came running and said, "Sir, the marble mountain we purchased 15 years ago is still untouched. We have neither sold it nor used it for any project." Hearing this, Dr. Mohammed Kamal Hossein broke down in tears like a small child. At that moment, he shared the entire story with the owner, why he was searching for the marble, how it was meant for the house of Allah, and the deep importance of these stones. Then, he handed over a blank check to the owner and said, "Fill in any amount you wish. Whatever the price, please let me have these marble stones." When the owner of the marble company learned that these stones were going to be used in the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's Masjid al-Nabawi, and that a portion would also be used in Masjid al-Haram, he was moved to tears. He said, "Like you, I will not take a single penny. I too will seek my reward from the Almighty Lord on the Day of Judgment." Then the two men embraced each other and wept. The owner said, "It was Allah, the Lord of the worlds, who made me buy this marble, and I had even forgotten about it. This means that Allah had preserved this marble for Masjid al-Nabawi himself." He added, "This is the mosque that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam built with his own blessed hands, and now the marble I purchased will be used in that very mosque." With tears in his voice, he continued, "Every brick of this mosque was placed by the Prophet himself with the help of Abu Bakr and Umar radiallahu anhu, and now my marble will be placed there. Allahu Akbar, how fortunate I am." Historical accounts tell us that during the construction of Masjid al-Nabawi, the Prophet himself carried stones alongside his companions. The Sahaba joyfully chanted Ya Saha, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would respond by saying, "True success is in the hereafter. O Allah, have mercy on the Ansar and the Muhajireen." This beautiful mosque is regarded as a symbol of Islam. It had 3 doors, with walls on each side built from raw bricks. The pillars were made from palm tree trunks, and the roof was constructed using palm branches and leaves. The mosque stretched 100 cubits from the fortress wall to the rear wall. This mosque was not just a place for prayer, it was a center of knowledge, where Islamic teachings were spread, da'wah and tabligh were conducted, and global religious matters were resolved. And the imam of this mosque was none other than the light of the earth, the mercy to all the worlds, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After the passing of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this responsibility was carried forward by Abu Bakr, Umar radiallahu anhu, and many other companions, and today, the final design of Masjid al-Nabawi was completed by the great Egyptian engineer, Dr. Mohammed Kamal Hossein. May Allah grant him Jannatul Firdaus. Ameen.